Hey guys, what's going on? It's xdeadlysmoorex here, and welcome back to, or shouldn't say welcome back, sorry. Welcome to the very first episode of our Monster Hunter World Let's Play. Now, I know I did this before, and I got 5 parts in, and that's and I had to stop due to some technical issues. But after doing some digging, as you can see, this is my offline one that I'm doing. I did some digging on like the settings and stuff and found I can actually turn off the autosave feature, which bit me in the arse in our first Monster Hunter World Let's Play. So we're going to turn off the autosave feature when I get the chance to, but also I don't know, I just felt like playing this for you guys again because I enjoy Monster Hunter World. It's such a fun game to play, as well as I'm not saying Trails of Cold Steel isn't a fun game to play, because it is, but it's a very fun game to play. If you guys haven't played, you should play it. All the games in the Trails of Cold Steel series really good, or the ones that are like localized anyway, I should say. But it's fun for different reasons. Trails of Cold Steel for me is fun because the characters are engaging, the story's fantastic. There are some like issues a little bit with the story, as there are with like most stories, but I love the characters, love the story, I love the world as well. Irony, I wouldn't say irony, but hey, everyone has like their own, like when you're in battle, everyone has their own like unique. I wouldn't say unique, but like their own uses in battle, and like the arts and crafts system are really cool. The arts are like really flashy.
Sisters and brothers of the Fifth Fleet.
And unlike Trails of Cold Steel,
I'll keep my farewell.
The story in this game,
never was much
it's not really that interesting. You're just basically going to a new world, exploring that kind of stuff, that whole shtick.
The next ground your feet will touch will be that of the new
and the reason I like Monster Hunter, not just World, but I have played, I played a little bit of 3 Ultimate. I set a challenge to myself in 4 Ultimate before World actually came out, and that was to actually get to G rank in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate before World came out, which I managed to do with like a week left. That was fun. Very challenging, but yeah. So I did that. So yeah, so I played 3 Ultimate, got to G rank in 4 Ultimate. I broke my Hunter rank cap in Generations as well. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm like I know like in-depth knowledge of like all the armor sets and all the weapons in Monster Hunter, because that's just not me. Hey, I'm not. I think I said this in Trails of Cold Steel, but I'll say it again in this one. I am, by in no stretch of the imagination, a hardcore gamer. I never will be, because that's just not how I play games. I play games to have fun, and I find Monster Hunter fun, as I find Trails of Cold Steel fun. But as I was going to say, the reason I find Monster Hunter so much fun, not just World, but all the other games in it.
Did you hear?
Let's turn up.
We're almost there. You ready to grab this new world
is because the monsters are fun. They actually feel, I mean, especially in this game, they feel alive. And oh.
So nervous? Believe you me.
I don't really know what the word is, except for they just feel like they actually feel like a part of the ecosystem. Because in like in like 3 Ultimate, 4 Ultimate Generations, and like some of the other ones as well that I haven't played. I do have Freedom Unite, I just haven't played it yet. Because actually, I'll get onto what I was talking about in a minute. In my original one, I played male. I'm actually going to play a female in this one, just because I can. So getting back to get onto what I was saying, in this game they feel like actual members of like of the ecosystem. They genuinely feel like what they're supposed to be, like animals, and that's really cool. And like their movesets are really cool as well. It's just it's essentially fighting a bunch of bosses it's basically Boss Rush the game is what this is. Just trying to figure out. So that the skin cast one. See, I think I said this in. Oh no, I didn't say this the first one because I didn't mail it. If this didn't have that cornrow stuff on the side, because this is what the one of the provisional managers actually has as their hairstyle. If they didn't, I mean, I wouldn't mind if it had the cornrows, but if it didn't have like the ponytail bit on this side, I probably would choose this one. But let's just change that hair color to that. That works. Right. That's the handler's hairstyle. And I just like getting rid of all the exclamation marks on it, so no, I'm not choosing that at all. I'll keep that on there for now. No, because I haven't finished. God damn it. So when we get to actually, because there's a lot in like, if you've played other Monster Hunter games, you know there's a lot of like faffing about, and that's actually really nice hairstyle. I might go with that one actually. Like at the beginning of the game, you don't fight like, because the main appeal of Monster Hunter is fighting the giant monsters, because that's what you came here to do. But in the like older games, like I say 4 Ultimate, 3 Ultimate, Generations a little bit maybe, but I wouldn't say too much. You don't actually fight the monsters until like a little after you've done like, you know, like gathering quests and a bunch of tutorial shit. In this game you don't really do a lot of that. That's the Admiral's hairstyle. We'll see him later on, very late on actually. I think what's that hairstyle's going to go with? This one. Not this one, not that one, this one. Yeah. Let's go that one. I missed hairstyle, what the fuck? Oh, this one. No, I'm gonna go this one actually. There we go. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Oh, the beginning parts of the game. There were, and I'm going to keep repeating myself, so it actually helps me remember where I'm at, so that's why I do it a lot. So there was a lot of like tutorial based, like you don't fight a lot of the monsters that you're there to, the big monsters that you're there to fight for a while, and then obviously you get introduced to the big tutorial monsters, like in 3 Ultimate and 4 Ultimate it was the Jaggies, and then the Great Jaggies. Generations it was the Macau. I think in Freedom Unite it was the Genprey, I want to say, I think. But you get like the ones that actually look like dinosaurs to begin with. So like Great Jaggies kind of look like, I think it's Dilophosauruses, I think. Is it that one or Cryoloph? No, Cryolophosaurus is the Zichiaku, that's the one. And then Great, I don't know what Great Macaws look like. They look dinosaur-ish. But and then you've got the Genpreys, the Gendromes, and the Gendromes and Velocodromes look much like Velociraptors. And then I think it's Geoprey, Geodromes, and then Eodromes are like Raptor-ish. I don't know what I'm doing with the eyebrows anymore. God, that's fucking creepy. Yep, completely forgot what it was. The Great Jaguars isn't dinosaur-ish, it's just a big lizard. I mean, that's what you could say about most of the monsters in this game, they're just giant lizards. If we go for the other monsters in this game, go in order, Baroth, there ain't much to say. I think it's like a, what was it I saw? It's a cross between a puppy, a T-Rex, and a payloader. which is actually a very accurate description of the Balroth. But we'll get more on him when we get to him. Still don't know what I'm doing with this at the moment. Just chatting shit at the moment, as I tend to do. I'll keep the odds as they are. They're kind of nice. Yeah, that's cool. Blood red eyes. I've done before. Excuse me. Actually, let me take a drink. I've done it before, where I've given my character one eye that's like a different colour to the other one, like heterochromia, which I think is really cool, but not going to do it in this one. I can't lie, actually, is there a little bit better? No. Ah, there we go, that one's nicer. Then, if you, as I say, I'm going in order, then it's... the mouth we've got is fine as it is, kind of. Yeah, the mouth's fine as it is. Then after that is a Pukey, which I think it's Pukey anyway. Yeah, we don't need to do that at all. That works, that's really nice. Yeah, there we go, that's quite nice. I like that. Yeah, that works. Pukey's like a big, so I'm focusing on this as well. I'm trying to like, there we go. That's nice. Okay, that's quite cool. Actually, I like that better. Actually, I like that better. Because I know my male ones, I tend to give them like scars, which I'm not going to do here. Okay, so Pukey's like a big chameleon, like wyvern thing. Most of them are just like hybrid monsters. They're just like, oh, it's a chameleon wyvern thing. No, we're not going to be using. Well, I won't be. I said this in my original playthrough, and I'll say it in this one as well. No, I won't be using the Guardian armor or the Defender weapons at all, because you might as well just. Obviously, we're going to keep our armor on, but you might as well just like. I know. In the beginning, you saw that I did have the Guardian armor and like a Defender weapon on. That's because that's my offline one, and I'm trying to like sort of get through it so I can get to Iceborne, but like also have like other weapons backed up. So. It's easier for offline shit. It's just easier for me offline, but I kind of want to not do that for you guys, because it's kind of like, oh, we can get through like we can probably get through like 4 or 5 like monster hunts in like one episode. It's like ridiculous. Sometimes you can, if it like early game, you can get through like 4 or 5. You'll probably get through like 3, 4, maybe even 5 monster hunts in like one episode. It's ridiculous. So her name's finished, and she will be called Alia. Don't know why, I like that name. No, onto a Palico, our cat companion, which was, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe the Palico companions I know weren't introduced until Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, but if I remember, in 3 Ultimate you got, I think the first companions you get in like the 3rd generation, like Portable 3rd and 3 Ultimate, you get Cha-Cha. Look at a long thin fur. And what's the other guy's name? I've completely forgotten what the other guy's name is. Shakalaka, I think his name is. They're like little tiki monsters. This is I'm basically making the Palico I have on my offline one. almost. Okay. Yeah, keep those pillars. And then in 4 Ultimate you get like your Palico, which your Palico companion, and then you get them in Generations as well, which is pretty cool. Big ears, oh, Fennec Fox ears, gotta keep those ears on there, fine. Tail, that's fine. Because originally you didn't have these in the base game, it was just this one, this one, this one, or this one. So yeah, give him like the normal tail. Clothing he's fine with, just... Actually, give him a red one. He's looking good now. And then... I didn't change the voice for my character, but that's fine. I don't really hear it a lot. And him is fine, I think it's 3 anyway. Yeah, it's 3 anyway. Look at him. Glow in the dark. Big old canteen on his back as well. And I know in the original one I named him Dimitri, but in this one I'm gonna name it Venus, because I can. And I like the name. So let's go, we've got Alia and Venus. So what weapons do I what weapons do I intend to use for this one? Because in my original one I used Great Sword, Dual Swords, I think Switch Axe and Insect Glaive. I'm not so sure about the Switch Axe one, I can't remember. Look at that, it's just good. There's Venus.
To the A-list and the commission.
I'm not going to be using that many weapons in my original one. My original one isn't on my channel anymore because, well,
so,
I didn't want...
What's your theory? The Elder Dragons must migrate to the New World for some reason.
I wanted to kind of have like a fresh start on this one, so yes, they are gone. But,
after running the research commission for 40-odd years, the guild's itching for an answer.
I won't be using as many as I did in my previous one, if anyone did see it. Probably not.
And I agree.
Keep it down.
So we're going to be using definitely Insect Glaive, because they fixed it. They fixed it in World so much. It's so good. It's so easy to upgrade in World, because in 4 Ultimate, when it was introduced and the mounting mechanic was introduced, and Generations, along with Generations Ultimate, you had to upgrade the glaive itself. You had to level up your Kinsect, or get your Kinsect up to like a certain level, and then you could upgrade it, which made upgrading it so fucking tedious to the point where I was like, I can't be able to use it in 4 Ultimate or Generations. So even if you can just like almost mount monsters at will with that thing, that's a waste of fucking food. That looks so good. That's the one thing I love about World, is the food in this game looks so good. So good. Then we meet the first Elder Dragon, or the new Elder Dragon, or one of the new Elder Dragons in this game, so I'm Magdaros, but he's kind of like a non-factor at the moment because we can't really do shit to him anyway. But in this game, you can upgrade the glaive and the Kinsect separately. That's all I asked for the Insect Glaive, is just so we could upgrade it separately, because it's such a good weapon. Meow. Bye, Venus. I've completely lost where I was. I've actually just lost what I was talking about. Oh, the Insect Glaive. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be using that, probably for a lot of the monsters that stay in the air, like Rathalos, Rathian, Paolumo, and all the other ones. I might use the longsword as well, though I'm not really good with the longsword.
Hey, it's you!
So
Look what happened to the ship!
yeah, I can see. I think that might be it. Maybe I'll use dual swords as well.
It's not safe here. This
I don't know yet. But I'm definitely using Insect Glaive and Longsword. Maybe Charge Blade instead of that. No. I think I'm just going to stick with Insect Glaive and Longsword. Insect Glaive will be my primary weapon, and then Longsword I'll bring out like every now and then.
We need to get out of here. I've got an idea. This way.
Whoa.
Watch yourself.
But some of like my favourite monsters in like the entire series are in this game, like Odogaron. I fucking love that thing. Some could say that about one of my least favourite monsters. The Tigrex, which is in this game. Well, originally it wasn't. Came back in Iceborne.
Oh wow, wyverns.
Binos. Those things are really annoying.
Filled with so much
Especially when you're fighting Zora Magdaros for the first time. So annoying. Toby-Kadachi, another one of my favourite monsters, is in this game. The Great Jagras, who I actually find to be one of the best starting monsters in this game.
Time to hitch a ride and get off this thing.
What other like new monsters do I like in this game? The Great Duros, because it's actually based on my favourite animal, the Komodo dragon. With viper fangs. What else do I need? What else? Legiana's not too bad. I didn't like Legiana when I first fought it, because it was such an asshole, but it's Godzilla. Literally, it's like Godzilla with a man on his back. That thing is huge. Oh, I knew Zora Magdaros was huge, but like when you're flying like that, like the beginning part, you don't like really get to see how big it is until like there. There it is. It's like you've just sort of goddamn. Anyway, let's say Legiana I didn't like when I first fought it. I thought it was a massive asshole, but then the more I fought it, the more I began to appreciate it, and it's quite fun. Sometimes it's an asshole, other times it's not. Radaban is basically, if you fought the Uragan, it's actually the same as that, but without the gas. It's not that difficult. It's annoying when it starts rolling around. Gonna need to get another drink. Could be talking so much. What other new ones are there? Dodo Gamma is really cool. I love it. Not for like the same like most people love it I've seen, because they think it's cute and that. I mean, it is fairly cute, but I just love it because it looks so dumb. But it's actually got some really decent like stuff.
What's this? Somebody must have set up this camp.
The one thing I will say that like kind of brings me down in World, I mean there are a couple of things, like the stun stuff in this game is like repentant in this game. It's so like prevalent, especially when you fight Toby-Kadachi. Or any monster that's going to give you Thunderblight really, which is literally only Toby-Kadachi at the beginning of the game. I mean, and Kieran, but Kieran's an asshole anyway, so we'll just ignore that unicorn.
This is where our ship was supposed to dock. For
What
now,
else?
I think it would be best if we make our way.
What's the other thing I don't like about Wood? Oh, the beginning of it. Yes, I said like it's. Yeah, I said the beginning of the game is easy to like. You can like almost fighting like big monsters after you're basically fighting a big monster after your second quest in the game. Where it normally takes like a good like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 to get for you to like start getting to find the big monsters. But the tutorial in this game is so fucking long. It's like a fucking Persona game. Like Personas, I love Persona. Don't get me wrong. I've played 3, 4, and 5. I have 1 and 2. I have 1 and 2 as well that I've played a bit of. But the beginning of the games in 3, 4, and 5, especially 4, which is my favourite. Don't judge me. I love 4 so much. 5's a close second though. 5 is a really close second, but maybe I'll like 5 more after yeah. These monsters are good because I'll get onto don't really talk about Persona, but the beginning of all Persona games are fairly long anyway. But Absence are really good because they give you like the raw meat that you can make well done steaks with, or steaks with anyway. But yeah, the beginning of this game is so long.
The scout flies are gathering.
These flowers are really cool. I like them. They're really useful as well in the pins if you can find some, because they heal your HP if you cut them. Like this. See that green mist? That's what actually heals you. Those little owl things that I think they're called bliss bills, and if you get them in the capture net, you can actually put them in your room as like pets and stuff. Same with the revolters here.
If you lose sight of me, just follow the scout flies, and they'll lead you right to me.
What else? I was talking about the monsters, and then I got sidetracked by Persona. I'm trying to think of the other new monsters in this game. Are there any others in the... There's none in the Elders... There's only Dodo Gamma's the only new one in the Elders Recess. I'm talking about him. Let's go on to the Elder Dragons. Like, Zora Magdaros is boring. Like, straight up. It's... Unless you're... Actually, even if you're doing it in a Hunter's Party, it's so boring. Like... Other hunting party Elder Dragons, like ones that you kind of actually need a hunting party for, like Gen Moran, which I've never actually fought, Daru Moran, which I have fought. Daru Moran, especially because it's the only one I can actually talk about, is actually more fun in a hunting party than Zora Magdaros is, because with Daru Moran, you're not like I mean, you can climb on his back, but Daru Moran, you're like riding along, you're fighting it in like a sand area. But you're riding alongside it in a sand ship, and that's more fun. And then there's like 2 phases to it as well, which is like the bit on the ship, and then like when you have to sort of fight it, put big air quotations around fight it in the second phase. It's a lot more fun because Zora Magdaros, you just have to wail on some magma cores, and after you've taken out all the magma cores, you just stand there and do nothing. Or I mean, you can mine stuff, which is what I do, because it gives you more resources. And it doesn't matter. Any resources are good resources in this game. Doesn't matter because you may need them at some point. And then it's just boring because after you take him down, you literally have to wait for it to get to the point where you need it to be.
What is this track?
It's a footprint. That's what it is. And there's the skid mark somewhere as well.
Look! There's more over there. Let's check it out.
What else? Other new Elder Dragons in this game. The big one, Nergigante. I hated Nergigante. It actually took me a lot. It took me like I think 4 or 5 tries before I could take it out. To be fair, that was my fault, because it was more of my fault than Nergigante's fault, even though Nergigante's hitboxes are fucking janky at times.
Don't mind me.
It's because I really didn't have good... I had like its weakness, which was thunder. I had the because I was using great swords at the time. I'd like... I think a level 2 thunder axe against it. Excuse me. Oh. Excuse. Oh. Jeez. Excuse me, guys. Oh, didn't mean. Whoa. Dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. I don't know where that came from. Oh. That engine left didn't scare me.
Hey.
Oh.
You alright?
Let's go.
I forgot to talk about the engine actually. So, we'll push Nergigante to the side for a bit. For a minute. The I just said we'll push this aside, and I was going to talk about it again. The Anjanath is interesting. I mean, the equipment, I won't talk about the equipment until I actually, like, show it to you guys. But, the fight itself is not bad. It can be a little bit annoying sometimes. I mean, most monsters, unless you're like the Great Jaguars, because it's a basic monster. But some of the monsters can be a bit annoying, or every monster can be annoying at times. But Anjanath, especially when it like rears its head up and then slams its like head on the ground and starts like pushing forward and like trying to hit you that way, that attack. That's really annoying to dodge, and it takes a lot of your health away. Its flamethrower attack, while it doesn't have a long range, if you get caught in it, devastates your health as well. And I always seem to get caught with Fire Blight in that fight as well. Makes sense considering it's a fire monster. So that always takes time because you have to roll to like get rid of the fire, like stop, drop and roll kind of thing. I'm trying to think of any other monsters I have for the new monsters anyway in this game. I think that's it. So let's go back onto Nergigante. Nergigante is a massive bitch sometimes. He can be. I didn't like him at all. In fact, he was my least favourite Elder Dragon at all. I didn't like him. He sucked. But I fought him more, and I started to like him a lot more. You'll find out with the theme of some of my monsters. Some of the monsters that I didn't like them at first. But the equipment you get from him, I know I wouldn't talk about. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it until I got to it. But holy shit, Nergigante's armor set. A, it looks really cool, a little bit edgy as well, and B, the fucking stats it gives, the skills it gives you, so good.
Scholars to do the research, technicians to keep them going.
Is there anything else I want to say?
This place is the beating heart of the commission.
No, that's it. Valhazak, another new Elder Dragon. Oh, it's my favourite new Elder Dragon they introduced in this game. It's probably it might actually be my favourite new monster they've introduced into this game.
Welcome to Astera.
Just because, yeah, I won't go about the story at all. But he's just saying welcome. He's basically saying welcome to Astera. Wait until you'll hear a horn for the council, and then that's when we'll actually get into the story kind of thing.
Start by looking for your This is our stockpile.
So, getting onto Valhazak, his armor looks really cool as well. But I love his, like, I guess his gimmick for his fight is, I think it's called Effluvium. I think that's what it's called. But basically, if you get hit by it, it cuts your HP down in half. Like, doesn't put you into the because if you get attacked in this game, you sort of like auto regen some health. Like there's a red portion of your health that you auto regenerate over time. But Valhazak literally cuts your HP in half. Doesn't matter what HP doesn't matter what HP part you're on, it will literally cut your HP in half. And I think you have to use a nullberry to get rid of it, I believe. Or you have to use something to get rid of it. I do believe it is a nullberry. Nullberries are really useful. The other new one, Xenojiva, hate it. Fuck that thing. That thing is so annoying. It doesn't have cheap moves because I obviously I still get hit by it. I get hit by every monster most of the time. But it just takes so long, and by the end of it, you are so fucking drained. It's just like, no. I literally fought Xenojiva, and once I did and I finished Monster Hunter, I went and played something else for like a couple weeks. Because I was like, I can't be arsed. It literally took so much out of me that I was like, no, I don't want to play this anymore.
Over here.
I nearly timed out the first time I fought that thing. That's how long it took me to take it down. I think I got down to the 5-minute mark, and then I managed to kill it, but never again, man. Never again. Oh my god. I say never again, and I have to actually fight it. But never. You will never ever see me wear doesn't matter how good it is, I don't care. I will never wear Xeno'jiiva armor, and I will never use Xeno'jiiva weapons, because it takes too fucking long. He says that while he actually for the first time grinded to get Zora Magdaros' armor and weapons. But I thought, because Zora Magdaros gave me blast weapons, that's why. So, yeah, Zora Magdaros literally gave me blast weapons, and the armor looked cool, it made me look like a knight. That's why I liked it so much.
Now that you are all here, let us begin council. After tracking a migrating elder dragon across
but no,
the sea,
never will I fight never ever will I grind Xeno'jiiva.
the 5th Fleet have finally
Never.
arrived in Astera. Give them a warm welcome. They're a fine group. Worthy comrades who will help see the Research Commission's
Completely forgot about one of the new monsters. Basically, before it was introduced into this game, this world's equivalent of the Devil Joe before we actually did get the Devil Joe.
Thank you, sir.
The Basil Goose.
Ready to roll up our sleeves and get our hands
What a
dirty.
bastard. He literally acts like Devil Joe does.
This here is the Commission's
Like you
core
fight him,
team.
you fight him once
Should all
in
get to know each
a
other.
Looking forward to it.
in a high rank quest, and
Now,
hey presto,
down to
he'll appear
business. The latest
in
monster
any
to
high
make
rank
the
quest
Elder
that you
Crossing
do
is
from
known
then
as
on.
Zora Magdaros.
Same as like what
Huge
Devil Joe
monster
did,
with a mountain of
except
fire
Devil Joe
on
doesn't
its
have
back.
explosive scales, and you should.
The Research
It's the same with
Commission's
Devil Joe,
job
is
to
once
discover
that thing gets
exactly why
enraged,
the Elder Dragons are
fucking
migrating to
run.
the new world.
Literally just run. It's like when Brachiosaurus gets enraged. Run. Just run. Or just literally avoid the front. Oh no, actually Brachiosaurus you don't need to run from. Brachiosaurus you just need to avoid the front of him. Basil Goose, just run. Same with Devil Joe, just run. Or if you can topple it, like mount it and then topple it, that's a good idea.
But for what reason?
With the 5th's help, we will find the missing link.
Here, here.
Now we're talking.
Hunters, for the time being,
I think that's it. I mean, I can only speak on like 4 monsters that were introduced in Iceborne. That being the I can't remember its name. I think it's the Beotodus. I think it is the Beotodus, like the shark, Plesioth, Larvizoth, Duritodus thing. That lives in this. That like does. It's like the ice version of the Plesioth, basically.
Right. We're on it, sir.
That looks like a shark. That's actually quite fun. I do enjoy it.
Everyone else, you know the drill. Make sure these hunters have everything they need.
Now we're talking.
I think it's the Barnabas, like the bipedal deer-looking thing. That's fun as well. It's interesting, especially that it can like
Stick with me and you'll have no
pick up
problems.
like snowballs and like slam them down. That's an interesting thing. I haven't fought I think it's Beotodus, and I haven't fought any of the Iceborne monsters in a long time, so I might change my opinion on them during this Let's Play. I don't know. When we get to Iceborne anyway.
It's your job to fulfill that promise.
The Viper Toby excuse me. The Viper Toby Kadachi, however, that thing can fuck off. Actually can get in the bin. Because if I wasn't on an expedition when I fought the thing, I would have lost. I would have literally failed that quest. Because I like the regular Toby Kadachi. I think it's a fun monster to fight. Its subspecies, the Viper Toby Kadachi, absolutely not. Don't like it at all. It's not the fact that it's poison based, because I actually like quite a few of the poison based monsters, like Pukey, like Rathalos, like Rathian, Pink Rathian even I like, Azure Rathalos. It's kind of a bitch in this game. Nocilla I like. Giganox I haven't fought, so I can't form an opinion on it.
We've placed some basic gear for you in that equipment box. Make sure to choose a weapon that suits you.
So, here we go. These are weapons. So yeah. Give me my insect glaive. Actually, no. The katana, the longsword, because of what we're fighting. It's better to use longsword. Look at this, big old katana. So it's called not a katana. So I'm gonna talk to my housekeeper first.
Once you're ready, head to the canteen.
So Viper Toby could actually absolutely not. It's so annoying.
Familiar with your weapons in the training area.
Hang on.
Just talk to the
Excuse me.
housekeeper to get started.
Oh. Excuse me. I promise you I'm not sick. I was sick like a few weeks ago, just still got that, you know, the persistent cough kind of thing. No, I don't need to go to training area. That's annoying. Anyway. That makes sense. Then the other monster I know, the subspecies of the Puki, the coral Puki, which has traded in its poison based things for water attacks. I love it. I absolutely love the coral Puki. When I first bought it, I thought it was so good. Shut up! I don't give a shit. I can't stress how much I love it. It's not my favourite subspecies. That's still Stygian Zonoga, just because of A, how it looks, B, how it fights, C, its fucking armour.
Now that's hunting.
Glorious, glorious armour. I know where we're supposed to go, and it says talk to Hans in the canteen. That's what we're going to be doing. So I think what we will do in this episode is we'll probably just do the quest that we've been asked to do for the handler. Then we're going to
My.
then that's when we'll end it off. But hey, this guy's really good. Stop yelling at me, okay? I know what I'm doing. I'm just talking to everyone.
Right on time. Oh,
That's the other thing that's kind of annoying. Is like every time you come back from a quest, or if you come back from an expedition or anything like that, they're literally like they literally try and force you to go into the store. It's like, I know, let me do me first. It's like, let me do me. Doesn't matter. Let's go this. As I said before, the food in this game is it looks so good, so good. I don't know what the first big armor set I'm going to use. Probably, I'm definitely not going to hunt a lot of the. I won't get the hunter gear, which is what you get from Jagras stuff. Might wear Great Jagras armor. Great Jagras, then Puki. Then I haven't decided after that. I definitely want to wear Puki armor because it's really good.
Right. This is our first job. Rule number 1: complete each quest.
Yeah, I know.
Just is to eliminate a specified number of Jagras. We ran into some Jagras on the way to base. The small monsters, remember? I think we saw them somewhere around here.
As many have once said, I knew this shit before you were programmed.
Rule number 2: the commissions, they're in the supply box over there. Have a look and decide what you should take along.
The field team leader, die in a fire. In the next quest that we do, he's so annoying.
Hey, partner.
Because as they tell you, after you've finished doing stuff, you finish taking out the Keston, which is what we do in the next episode, or in the next quest even, which I'll probably do in the next episode. As I said, I was going to do in the next episode. I never used Iron Bind Hotkey. I just use it for the bomb got the bomb. After you carve you're supposed to explore, but he's like, no.
You can gather honey and mix it with a potion to make mega potions.
Because I wanted to like fish to get like there's like the gastronome tuna that I wanted to get. I do that, and he's like, over here. He says like that twice, and then he like forces you to like go over to him, and it's like, no, I want to explore.
Let's see how you
So
hold
the
up when
long
you're on your
sword,
own.
it's good against like select monsters. I just got hit, so I wasn't paying attention. As I say, I'm not really that good with it. So that what I just did, that's called the spirit combo. And if you look over to where my where my health and stamina and sharpness bar is, you can see a like a blade thing that's got a white outline to it. That's I think it's called your spirit meter. And if you build it up, it goes from white to, I know I'm right in front of you, dickhead. It goes from white to yellow to red. And like if it's what you do more damage, like each color it goes up. Look at that.
Okay? Use whatever you can.
I'm not really proficient with this thing, just as I said before. It's a really good thing. It's a really good weapon to have, actually. If you can use it, I have actually seen people use this thing really effectively, and it can, like, if you get someone who knows what they're doing with this thing, wrecks monsters. It's so good. But for me, I'm still learning my way around at some point. Maybe not actually, gun launcher's too heavy. I prefer like the I got an Iceborne. Oh my god, that's really good. I prefer like the fast weapons. He says while he actually used a great sword when he first played the game. Come on, I'm a guy. I'm forced I'm going to use a giant fucking sword, which is barely a sword. Sometimes it's just like a giant slab of iron. But it's kind of like I prefer the faster weapons. So like longsword's like decently fast. The dual blades I'm probably going to use as well actually at some point. Insect glaive I love. Funny enough, as you probably saw in my offline one, I'm using a switch axe. Yeah, switch axe. That's quite good. That's fun because it's not fast, but it's got a lot of reach. It's got a good amount of reach on it. So does the charge blade as well. Especially and when it's in this axe form, it's got a lot of range, and that's good. And that was our first quest done. So we'll see what we have to do. Well, I know what we have to do next, but I think this would be a good introduction.
Good to see you.
For the into the next episode. So I'll show you what
Listen up.
no. We'll stay in as soon as Soul Tank's on. While I'm like actually while I'm playing this, I'll just be in like a private session for myself. So the reason I'm going in here is because this guy, I think we can claim our rewards now, right? Yeah, there we go. Claim out our bonuses. Yeah, claim a lot of that shit. So, if you, so yeah, this is where we'll end up for today's episode. So if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit that like button. If you're enjoying our, if you like Monster Hunter World and are gonna enjoy this Let's Play that we're gonna go on, make sure to subscribe as well. Also, check out my Shells of Cold Steel Let's Play that I have going on. We're on the second to last chapter now. So we're on the second to last chapter. We're getting things are getting really interesting, especially like now. So please make sure to check that out as well. But if you're a fan of RPG, or as I say in my Shells of Cold Steel Let's Play series, if you're a fan of JRPGs or just RPGs in general, which is what this is, make sure to subscribe as well. I have a few projects in the work lined up, so hopefully you guys are on the lookout for those and will enjoy them when they come out. But with all of that PSA out of the way, This is xdeadlysmoorex, and I shall see you guys next time.